What's up, everybody? This is Paul from Boosted Films, and in this video we're going to go through changing the cabin air filter on a 2017 Chevy Malibu. Now, the quick version of what we're going to do here is we're going to change the cabin air filter that's located behind the passenger side glove box of this car. You're simply going to drop down your passenger side glove box, pop off a cover, pull out your old cabin air filter, and slide your new one in. So as far as cabin air filters go, this is a pretty simple one to do, but of course I like to walk through all the details for you and show you everything in my videos. So here we go. We're going to open up our passenger side door, and then we're going to open our glove box. Now, you most likely have stuff inside your glove box, so of course I recommend taking everything out just to make this easier. So empty out your glove box. And then we're going to direct our attention to the right side of the glove box. You can see I'm zooming in here to this little round protruding part that connects to this arm on the other side. Now what we need to do is pop this arm out of place, and as you can see there's an opening there where it slides up to a little bigger hole basically. So we're going to put our hand underneath this piece, put a little force on it, and it should snap up. And when it snaps up, then you should be able to just pull it out and set it off to the side. So that's just one part that kind of holds this glove box up and in place. Otherwise, the sides of this glove box are plastic that you can kind of move around a bit. And this is the typical just squeeze it side. So you squeeze both sides a little bit, and then your whole glove box should actually just drop right down. So it's kind of a nice, easy setup to make this serviceable. And here's just a shot of it drop down to show you where that arm connected. And now this is the cover here that covers up where your cabin air filter goes. So on each side of this cover, there's a little piece that you just need to squeeze to pop this cover loose. So we're going to squeeze one on the right side and also squeeze the one on the left side. And then this cover is actually kind of hinged on, so it doesn't pop off all the way like some other ones would. So once you get both of those side pieces released, this cover should just swing down. So this cover door will swing down, and then it will expose your cabin air filter. Of course, I'm trying to film this with one hand and then do the job with the other. It should be a little easier for you than it is for me because you can utilize both hands. So I'd recommend using one hand to hold down that cover and use the other hand to get that old cabin air filter out. So you can see here I just utilized a screwdriver to get me a little more leverage and get in there easier so I could film this while I did it. So you can use a flathead screwdriver if you think that'll be helpful as well, just to get it started, pulled out a little bit. You can see the arrows pointing down. This is a typical design where the airflow will be coming from the top and going down. So we're going to pay attention to that when we put our new cabin air filter in to make sure the airflow direction is down. And here's our old cabin air filter. And honestly, this is one of the cleanest ones I have actually pulled out of a car. I was surprised to see it so clean. Hopefully yours looks just about as clean as well. But if it looks dirtier, then it's definitely a good thing you're going to be changing it. So per usual, I like to compare the old and the new just to make sure we got sent the right part. So we're taking out our new cabin air filter, and you can see the airflow direction on the side here as well. Checking the height, width, and depth, just making sure it looks close. And this one, of course, does look like it's the right size. So we got our airflow direction pointing down, and we're ready to install our new cabin air filter. Again, having two hands makes this a bit simpler. You should be able to hold that cover down with one hand and then press the air filter in with the other hand. And it should just slide in rather easily. Shouldn't be too much effort needed. Just be aware it might catch on that door, so just hold that door down a little bit and push it in. And it should sit pretty much flush in there, and you should be able to just snap that door/cover back in place with ease. So you should hear that snap in place, and you can just make sure by just grabbing a corner of it, making sure it just doesn't drop free. It's not the end of the world, but that should just kind of snap back on. And of course, what we want to do now is get our glove box back up and in place. So you can see these side pieces again that kind of hold it up. So this one actually, they have a bit of an angle to them, so you can pretty much just kind of lift the glove box right back up and make sure that arm is not going to hit on anything. But you just kind of lift it back up in place, and it should just kind of go up and above the part where those protruding edges hold it, and it should just kind of stay in place. You can see I set this arm in place here first as well, and then you should just be able to snap that in place. And then if you want to squeeze the sides a little bit, you can. Otherwise, just gently lift it up. And there you go. Your glove box can open and close like normal. And that's it. That's how I changed the cabin air filter on this 2017 Chevy Malibu. If you could do me a favor and help me out, if you change this on your vehicle and it's a different year or even maybe a different model Chevy, but it was pretty much the same way, if you could comment that it was the same or maybe something that was subtly different, that might help other people that are referencing this video to try to change their cabin air filter. So that would be much appreciated if you wanted to do that. And also, I'm just a guy on YouTube who likes to document what he does. So if I did anything wrong, please feel free to correct me as well. Or if there's an easier way to do it, feel free to comment about that as well. But as always, this is Paul from Boosted Film saying thanks so much for watching.